A sole trader is an individual who runs their business on their own, with full responsibility for all aspects of the business. Self-employment versus one-man limited company for a pressure washing business in the UK. In the UK, choosing whether to operate as a self-employed individual or to set up a one-man limited company, LTD, depends on your business goals, scale, and how you plan to manage risks and growth. Below, we'll explore both options, their advantages, disadvantages, and the process to set them up, with a specific focus on running a pressure washing business. Advantages of being self-employed. Simplicity and ease of setup. Setting up as a self-employed person is straightforward. You don't need to go through the formal registration process like you would with a limited company. All you need to do is register with HM Revenue and Customs, HMRC, to get a unique taxpayer reference, UTR. Low administrative burden. There's less paperwork compared to running a limited company. You'll need to file an annual self-assessment tax return, but you don't have to deal with corporation tax returns, directors' responsibilities, or other formalities associated with a company. Lower costs. Starting a pressure washing business as a sole trader is generally cheaper. You don't need to pay for company registration, accounting services, unless you prefer, or other formalities that come with running a limited company. Full control. As a sole trader, you have complete control over your business decisions. You can operate the business at your own pace and make all decisions without the need to consult shareholders or directors. Disadvantages of being self-employed. Unlimited liability. As a sole trader, you are personally liable for any debts incurred by your business. This means if your pressure washing business faces financial difficulties, your personal assets, e.g., your home, car, savings, could be at risk. Tax implications. Sole traders are taxed on their business profits as part of their personal income. The more you earn, the higher your tax rate could be, which could result in a higher tax burden compared to a limited company. Limited growth potential. Scaling up the business can be challenging. As a sole trader, you're limited by your personal capacity and resources. To grow, you would need to employ people or take on more work, which might involve more risks and difficulties in managing cash flow and taxes. Lack of professional image. Some clients, especially larger businesses or corporate customers, may prefer to deal with a registered company instead of a sole trader, as it can give a more professional image. A limited company is a legal entity separate from the person who owns it. In a one-man limited company, the owner is usually both the director and the shareholder, but the company itself is a distinct legal entity. Advantages of being a one-man limited company. Limited liability. The most significant advantage is that a limited company offers limited liability. As the director and shareholder, you are not personally responsible for the company's debts. Only the company's assets are at risk if the business encounters financial trouble. Tax efficiency. Limited companies in the UK are subject to corporation tax, which is generally lower than the personal income tax rate for sole traders, especially if your business profits grow. You can pay yourself a combination of salary and dividends, which can reduce your overall tax burden. Dividends are taxed at a lower rate than salary income, which may offer more tax-saving opportunities. Professional image and credibility. Running your pressure washing business as a limited company can help improve your business's reputation and make it appear more professional, which may attract higher value clients or contracts. Some customers may feel more comfortable working with a registered company rather than an individual, especially when it comes to larger or corporate clients. Growth potential and employee hiring. A limited company is more suited to growth. As your pressure washing business expands, you can more easily hire employees and structure the business. A limited company can also offer employee benefits like pensions, paid holiday, and healthcare. You can issue shares to bring in investors or raise capital for further expansion. Pension and benefits. Being a director of a limited company allows you to set up company pensions and claim certain business expenses, e.g. equipment, insurance, vehicle costs, that could benefit you personally. Disadvantages of being a one-man limited company. Complex setup and administration. Setting up a limited company is more complex than being a sole trader. You must register with Companies House and file annual accounts and corporation tax returns. You will also need to keep more detailed records and may need to hire an accountant to ensure compliance with tax laws. Ongoing compliance. A limited company has more ongoing regulatory requirements. You must file annual confirmation statements, submit annual accounts, and comply with company law. Failure to comply can result in fines or even the dissolution of the company. Higher costs. Running a limited company may incur higher costs in terms of registration, accountancy fees, and legal expenses for contracts and business setup. You'll also need to pay yourself a salary, which can incur national insurance contributions. Dividends. Limitations. Dividends can only be paid when the company is in profit, and they are subject to dividend tax rates. Also, a limited company needs to retain enough retained earnings to pay dividends, which can complicate cash flow planning. Setting up a pressure washing business. As a self-employed sole trader, register with HMRC. You'll need to inform HMRC that you are self-employed. This can be done online through the HMRC website. You'll receive a unique taxpayer reference, UTR, which you'll need for filing your self-assessment tax return each year. Insurance. While not legally required, it is highly recommended to take out public liability insurance to protect your business in case of damage or injury caused during your pressure washing work. Accounting and tax. You'll need to keep records of your income and expenses. HMRC has specific guidelines on what can be deducted as business expenses, e.g., equipment, fuel, insurance. You will file a self-assessment tax return annually to report your income and pay tax based on your profits. As a one-man limited company, registering the company, register your business with Companies House. You can do this online. You'll need to choose a company name, provide a registered office address, and appoint yourself as the director and shareholder. Company documents. You'll need to create the Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association, which set out the rules for how the company operates. These documents are standard and available for download through Companies House. Bank account. Open a business bank account in the name of the company. This keeps your personal and business finances separate. Accounting and tax. You will need to file annual accounts and a corporation tax return. The company will pay corporation tax on its profits, and you will pay personal tax on your salary and dividends. You may wish to hire an accountant to handle these filings, as running a limited company involves more paperwork and regulatory compliance. Insurance. Just like a sole trader, a limited company should have public liability insurance. As a company, you may also need employer's liability insurance if you hire staff. Which is better for growth and hiring employees? If your goal is to grow your pressure washing business and eventually hire employees, a limited company is the better option. It provides the legal protection, tax advantages, and scalability you need to expand your operations, hire staff, and offer a more professional image to attract larger clients. Hiring employees. A limited company makes it easier to hire employees, as it has a formal structure in place to issue contracts, manage payroll, and provide employee benefits. Growth. The limited company structure offers more flexibility to scale, secure funding, and even attract investment if needed. On the other hand, if you are starting small, don't plan to hire employees in the short term, and want a straightforward, lower-cost option, being a sole trader might be a good fit initially. However, if you plan to scale up and want to protect your personal assets, moving to a limited company could be the next step. In conclusion, self-employment might be a good choice for starting a pressure washing business on a small scale. But if you plan on growing, expanding your team, and offering a more professional image, a one-man limited company provides more advantages in the long run.